Everybody, we are back. It is Tape to Lodge, favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course pandasubs.com, discount code TDL for 35% off. All right, so we are doing the film preview versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I haven't done these in a while, but hey, we're here to give you guys a little extra film, kind of get you ready for the game on Sunday and see what you're gonna see with some of these looks that the Raiders will be facing. So of course, you do an offense and defense like we usually do, and that's it's the usual. I just want to say shout out to ASU for making the playoffs. I got my shirt on. You know what I'm saying? So ASU's making the playoffs right now, 45-13 as the score as we start recording. Who knows what it finishes, but it doesn't matter because their quarterbacks out. They're not scoring 5 touchdowns in 10 minutes. So I just want to say shout out to ASU before we start. But let's get to the Bucs now.
Shout out Cam Scatterbo too. Hopefully, maybe a future Raider. I don't know. He's a good back. I like him a lot.
Man, I don't know. It depends on how he plays in the playoffs. He might, be, if the Raiders want to take a running back like in the third round or maybe, I don't know. He might be playing himself a lot higher than we're thinking. Yeah. So that because he can catch too. He can catch, block, and run. So
yeah, he's a stud. He was fun. He was fun to watch at Sac State when he was over there, Stingers up. So
yeah.
That's the only thing. He is older and he has had a ton of carries, which I feel like could cause him to slide, but could be a benefit on a rookie contract. He's a good player.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. All right. Anything else Raiders news before we get into the Bucs? Besides, the old Deion Sanders video that went around. I guess that video's from February. Everybody's excited. Oh, Deion Sanders, and Pro Football Talk talked about it, but that video's from February. I thought that was funny when I saw that.
I thought it was funny too because that started circulating, and I feel like a few hours before that, the little rumor that Deion might be the coach of the Raiders next year, and obviously pairing with Shador came at the same time. Well, these two little pieces of information that are floating around on social media right now are very contradictory. But
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation this time of year. So I don't know, not a whole much. I feel like that's really warranted a huge discussion until. 5 more weeks until the end of the season?
Yeah. I really, honestly, I can't wait till the season is just over. We could just.
I feel the same way. I feel bad saying that, but it's the season has been that bad. I feel like it's justified. Where I'm like, man, I gotta watch 5 more games of this shit. We got 5 more to get through. It's a month after this one. 4 more after this one is the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, 4 more weeks of this shit. That's what you got to think, man. And then all the speculation, and then the real speculation, and all the Raiders fans fighting. I can't wait for the fights online over what quarterback they should take. It's gonna be funny.
Oh, it's already.
I know it's gonna rev up. I mean, wait till March, man. There's gonna be some fights. Somebody's gonna be giving addresses.
Ooh. Anonymous scout season too. That's going to be fun too. When we get all the things about Shador and all the dirt on Cam Ward, or the fake dirt, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
what do we believe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the NFL media talking about Carson Beck. He's on the rise. I don't know. Yeah, I can't wait for all of this. All of this is going to happen. I think it's going to make draft season a little fun, in my opinion, having a high pick like this. So
yeah.
We'll see, man. I mean, if Aiden O'Connell just keeps balling, man, he keeps balling.
That's true. They won't have a high pick if he keeps playing like he did last week, or not high enough, I should say.
We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes after this game. So, to the film for the Bucs. What did you see from the offensive side from the Bucs? I know you're doing Bucky Irving today and kind of focusing on their run game. What did you think about their offense?
Yeah, I mean, last week their offense was kind of asleep. I think if you just even looked at the box score of the last week games, I don't even think they scored a touchdown until midway through the third quarter or something like that. So it was an off performance from them, but they have plenty of talent on offense. I mean, Mike Evans is kind of the headliner out there. That guy's going to be putting on a gold jacket when it's all said and done. He returned from injury, I think 2 weeks ago against the Giants, and they balled out and crushed a bad team. But again, Raiders have the same record as the Giants right now, so that can easily happen to them as well. And I mean, Baker Mayfield's been playing really well since going over there, And I don't need to remind people what happened a couple of years ago when he was on that Thursday night game where he tore up the Raiders in that little 2-minute drive, I guess, or 2-minute drives in the fourth quarter. So he's playing really well. The one thing I am going to be looking at or interested to look at is we talked about Clevon Chason having a pretty big game last week, but for being honest, if we're in the trust tree here, Chiefs offensive tackles are pretty bad. I don't even think Wanya Morris is playing this week. I think they're going to DJ Humphries on Sunday. So not to take anything away, because Chason had a great game, and he's a guy that needed a game like that. But let me tell you this: Tristan Morris and Luke Yoki a little bit better than Wanya Morris and Jawan Taylor out there. So a little bit different. Step up in competition, but at the same time, if Chason can beat one of those guys or beat those guys a couple times, then hey, maybe the Raiders have something and found a little diamond in the rough in him, and that'd be a even better statement for him moving forward. I mean, to put in perspective, Worst became the highest paid offensive tackle in the league in the offseason, and there's a reason. This year, I think PFF's got him down for 7 pressures, and all of them are hurries, no quarterback hits or no sack.
Oh, wow.
Allowed Baker to get touched this year. So again, Jason can beat that guy. Okay, yeah, maybe we got something. That almost that's almost or that'd be better than what he did last week if he can even beat him just a couple times to show some promise. So definitely something I'm gonna be looking for. And then we talked about it. Bucky Irving's a pretty damn good running back for a rookie. Few things that stand out on his film. He's got great vision, especially on the second and third level, to break those long runs, and turn what could be a 5-yard carry into like a 40-yard carry. And he's been hot lately too. Got the numbers down here. In the last 2 games, 37 carries, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 888 yards after contact. So he's averaging 6.5 a carry and then 5.1 after contact. And that's got him with like 8 missed tackles forced in those 2 games. Again, on 37 carries. So pretty damn good player. He is questionable for the game. If you're hoping for the Raiders to win, kind of hoping he won't play, but this time we're not going to dive into him. Rashard White's a pretty damn good running back too, so they got a good 1-2 punch in the backfield out in Tampa Bay. So a lot of talent on offense for sure, and again, much better offensive line that could give the Raiders some trouble, and especially in the ground game, because Liam Cohen, who I know is somebody who some people floated around as a head coach candidate, does some interesting stuff in the running game. We'll see it. They got a lot of creative play calls there where I was watching it, like he's kind of cooking. He was, especially last week, he had a lot of creative stuff that I think the Raiders are going to have to be prepared for. That's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, it's a really good offense. I was looking at their EPA stats. I like looking at EPA for total offenses, and they're 7th overall, and they are top 10 in rush and dropback EPA. So this is not just some offense that you feel like the Raiders could just come out there and stop. The Panthers have familiarity with the Bucs, just because there is interconference game. So Raiders don't. I don't remember the last time they played the Buccaneers.
2020 with Brady.
Yeah, right. So it's been a while since they played the Bucs. So the Raiders defense got to really have a good game plan because his offense is really good. I mean, they roll, right? So makes sense. The other side is the defense. The defense isn't really good in my opinion. From a film perspective, they blitz a lot, so that's gonna be the key thing for this game. That's when we going over the third down blitz package, because I text you, Matt, every third down. It doesn't matter if it's 3rd or 3. It can be 39. Yeah, that's just Todd Bowles, right? They blitz a lot on 1st and 2nd down too. But if it's 3rd down, they are coming. It is. To be honest, it's crazy. I really haven't seen too much like it. I went to another game. Maybe it's just Brock Purdy. Maybe they just went to it's Brock Purdy, and I went to the Bryce Young, and I'm like, oh nope, every 3rd down is the same thing. So they're coming on 3rd down. It's just and against the run. They're 11th in EPA, so they're a pretty good run defense, but I think you can run the ball on them, especially if you get outside. It was actually interesting watching because Vita Vea actually wasn't great against the run, which I thought was weird, but he's a good pass rusher. So it was weird watching that. I don't know what that's about this year, because usually usually it's both technically, but this year he's been getting pushed back a lot. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he's hurt or something. Maybe he's dealing with something. But I think with the run game, you could get something going there. But they're coming. They're 5 across the line, 1st down, sometimes 2nd down. They are true over front looking team. So yeah, it's gonna be key to beat the blitz because in the secondary, I think they're a little weak. I think Winfield's, he's having an up and down year. Jamel Dean is really good. I think Zion McCollum could be beat. And I think the Raiders, if they attack inside and run a lot of slants and stuff like that to kind of beat these blitzes on third down, I think they have the guys that can win out one-on-one against these guys. So just like the Niners did. They got Brock Bowers. Niners had George Kittle. Jacoby Myers coming outside just as good as Deebo Samuel can. And you got Trey Tucker who can win deep too. And if they kind of just got to step back against some of these blitzes and just throw as far as he can, he might have to do that. But Tucker can go get the ball if that happens with some of these one-on-ones they're going to get. So they're going to get a lot of one-on-ones. And that's what they have to take advantage of that. And O'Connell just has to be good against the blitz. I saw something from the 33rd team or something that he is 12th against the blitz in EPA, Aiden O'Connell. So,
well, I don't mean to take anything away, but he's only played like 2.5 games. Right, good. Right, yeah. Right, but and I feel like that's one thing, like if I remember from last year, that was one thing that was a little bit questionable is like, can he get the ball out in time? And then, because if he can't, we'd know how mobile he is. So I feel like that'd be one thing to watch. And then on top of it too, like JPJ's had a great year and had been a lot better since he moved to center. Hasn't faced a Vita Vea yet, and that guy's a beast. So those are the two things I'm going to be really looking for and excited to see as far as development goes and those young guys. See how JPJ can handle an elite nose and how Aiden O'Connell can handle the blitz. So it sounds like he's been playing better at it lately. And again, plays the way he did last week. They'll be all right.
Yeah, and Kalijah Cassidy is scrub either, man. He's pretty damn good. Logan Hall has some pretty good film too when I was watching them. So they're pretty stacked inside. So they usually have those three lined up. That's what I'm saying. They go true over front. You're gonna have Hall, then you're gonna have Cansey, and you're gonna have Vita Vea, sorry. And then what's his name? Number 0.
Yaya Diaby.
Yeah, Diaby, and then the other edge.
Trianka.
Yeah, there you go. Joe Tryon, yeah. So they're pretty good at the defensive line. And Levante David, he's older, but he can still play the run really well. So, yeah, they got the players over there, but they could be beat on defense. I feel like this game is more about stopping this really good offense. That's going to be the struggle for it. So, sure. All right, let's see the film. Let's check out the offense first. Let's.
All right, so like I said, Bucky Irving been pretty good in these last 2 games. So we're going to look at him against the Giants and the Panthers, a few of his carries. This is the first thing that stands out is his ability to make people miss and his vision. Like you're going to see right here, Dexter Lawrence gets a quick little win against Graham Barton, who's having an up and down year in his first year in the NFL in that center. But again, Irving's really good at making guys miss in the backfield and getting something out of nothing. You see kind of sidesteps here. And then on top of it too, like this guy does not go down easy. I think he's like 5'7", 5'8", so he's hard to tackle, low center of gravity, natural leverage, if you will, which is a nice way of calling somebody short. Mm-hmm. And again, just kind of runs behind his pads and then burrows down there to pick up, I think, 7 on that one. This one, we'll see a little bit more of his vision. Like this is something that was really impressive too, especially on these zone runs. This looks like a mid zone here. Is he's pretty good at seeing these like cutback lanes before they're fully open. Like you'll see him here, like he's gonna kind of already eyeing it and already finds the opening. And he does a good job of pressing the line too to help set up this linebacker here. I think that's Okirike, number 58. And just cuts back, pretty good at putting one foot in the ground and then just finding the lane to go score and get untouched into the end zone until that last little shove at the end there.
See what I do my Madison breakdowns or Zamir White, you always know that some guys can't find the cutback. They can't.
Exactly. Yeah. Haven't seen this from the Raiders backfield, except for Sincere McCormick in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, exactly. Bucky's a whole nother level. All right, here we're gonna see a combination of the two, and I want you to watch 53 here. 53 is going to be the key on this little buck sweep from Bucky Irving, the Buccaneer. Again, 53's got the angle on him. He does a pretty good job here. Like you'll see it. Like get a little bit tied up here on the edge, and this puller doesn't quite get out to him. Bucky Irving, again, 5'8", can't tackle him high. Gonna make that guy miss, break that tackle. Again, find the cutback lane. Nice little block here from, I don't know who that is, what wide receiver that is, but again, find that second level lane, cut it all the way back. And again, I got what should have been stuffed at the line here at what for a 1-2 yard gain, ends up going for 47. And just because we make one guy miss, and then we find the optimal path to the second and third level.
And Baker Mayfield leading the block there.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield, exactly. Baker's a gamer, man. He'll play. All right, moving on to this Panthers game. Let's see. Is this the one I was talking about? Yep. So this is something that was like pretty creative, a little bit in the running game. You'll see here, they're going to run this YY counter, and they did this a lot to the Panthers. We're going to see this 3 different times where they put this tight end in motion, and then have 87 here work also across the formation to get that numbers advantage. And on top of it too, like here you kind of see on the double team, kind of just let this guy go and let him get wide, and again find that cutback lane. Nice block here from Mike Evans too. That's the other thing is all their wide receivers, all their dudes on their team can block. There's nobody that takes plays off in the running game. That's second level vision too.
Yeah, he's definitely Liam Cohen's a Sean McVay guy, right?
Yep, exactly. And I think McVay's been doing stuff like this too to just kind of basically set things up on the weak side here. I'll show you guys on when they get to the goal line about what the chaos it can cause. But again, same play call, that YY counter. This time we're just going to make this nose miss. We have a little bit of a miscommunication up here up front between the guard and Barton. Both those guys leave the nose. But again, Bucky can make guys miss, puts his pads down. Not a huge gain on this one. I think Evans actually misses the block here. Doesn't quite get to the safety in time, but still a tackle, something that should have been a tackle for loss, ends up being a positive gain of 4. So this is the play that I think that really highlights how much of a pain in the ass that this YY counter and these looks can be for defense. Like if you look at how the Panthers are playing this, right? We have the strong side, or we have an overload with the strong side with both tight ends on one side of the formation, and the way the Panthers respond to it is by having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the box, 6, 2 if you want to count this safety since it's on the goal line on the strong side, and then we have 3 plus the corner who's taken care of by Evans here on the weak side. So what this is doing is it's getting the defense to overplay the strong side, which ends up opening it up on the weak side here. And then on top of it too, like we will see with the motion, like the linebackers do slide over, but as you can see, like Josie Jewell here, 47, he's still on the strong side. So we still now we have a 3-on-3 to basically help him walk into the end zone. And on top of it too, like if you watch Bucky Irving here in the backfield, if you're a team that reads the back, or has your backers read the back, like that little counter step, that gets Jewell to freeze. And again, this is at least the 3rd time that they've seen this, and Jewell's even a little bit faster to get there. Yeah. But because he has to kind of honor this little counter step here from Bucky Irving, that gives Tristan Wirfs here plenty of time to help kick in this 3 technique, and then still climb up to the backer. And then boom, we got Jewell locked up. The first puller here, the first tight end, is up sealing the edge here. And then on top of it too, with that second tight end coming across the formation, now we get 56 taken care of. Get a nice block here on the corner. And of course, that keeps all 3 of our offensive linemen on the backside to make sure we don't get beaten. Someone like Clowney can't just crash downhill or crash down the line and make the play. And Bucky Irving just walks in for the touchdown. Also, you'll see this too. Decent job of setting this up. I mean, 20's angle is not great anyway, but kind of just presses it to make sure this guy holds inside for a little bit longer. And again, we're walking in the end zone. Now this time, this was the other thing I'm talking about where they get creative. Got Rachaad White, who again, you have to honor. He's a good running back too. We're going to put Bucky Irving in the slot, and then on top of it, give you some more eye candy with this little this jet motion from the receiver. So you got to honor the jet sweep, and of course, got to honor the duo call here too, or the weak side run fake. End up just flipping it to Bucky. Again, great job setting up 25 here. Sets up this block here perfectly for Cody Mock. Just kind of showing him inside, getting 25. Woods here to stop his feet or try and shoot the gap here inside. Then we just bounce it out. End up getting 10 on this.
Yeah.
So even when he's in the slot, you got to worry about him in the run game, which makes it even more of a pain to account for. This time we get more of a traditional counter look. Now, again, he bounces it on this one. The Panthers do a pretty good job of their front of plugging up the gaps here. Like, it's actually a pretty good job by 45 here of stopping the puller in the tracks. And I mean, nothing's open here, but he just bounces it. Again, now we got the one-on-one with 25, cut up the field, find the path. Should be a gain of 1 or 2, ends up being a gain of 7 because he has good vision and he can cut back. Pretty good at putting one foot in the ground and getting up the field. A little pin and pull concept here this time. Again, just sets things up pretty well. Spin move this time to get to the backside and find that backside or that cutback lane. So this is what I'm talking about with the second level vision. Like, he sets it up well, and on top of it, he sees it before it's really completely open and ends up getting there and just gets chunk runs after chunk runs, and then he'll break the long one on you. All right. So this play, this is where I was like, this dude is legitimately insane, Liam Cohen. I'm just going to let it play, and then I'll break it down for you. And on top of it, Bucky's going to break it for a long one. Yeah, don't try and name the concept here. It's technically a wham, but
that's what I was thinking.
But if you look at this, like, we get like, it kind of looks like maybe a split or a lead zone here from one tight end. Like, first of all, we got an ace or balance formation with 2 tight ends to not tip the strength, giving you your traditional odd front here with three linebackers in the box, essentially, with that extra safety of the overhang player down. Mm-hmm. But yeah, first things we're going to see is they're going to see the tight end work across the formation. He ends up sealing Clowney on the edge, and while that happens, now this other tight end, he's going to go wham the nose tackle while the center sells it to get the nose tackle's attention, and then false pulls again. So we get the wham block here from the tight end, a little scatterbrained here, but again, a lot going on. Mm-hmm. Get the wham block down on the nose. Well, the center false pulls, and he goes to kick out Wonham here or protect the backside here against 98. And at the same time, if you watch 56, because of that false pull, that takes 56 out of the play too. So essentially, we've had the centers blocking 2 guys while only touching one of them and securing that backside edge. And then on top of it here, if we go back to this right tackle and this right guard, we're going to get a perfect combo block where you can secure the defensive lines, secure the front level, first level, and then comes off and gets the second level and ends up kicking that guy inside. And then to get to Bucky Irving again here, does a great job of setting up Fuller here, number 20, presses that line, gives him a little fake to make sure he doesn't duck inside and get into the C gap right there. Now we get one-on-one with the safety, make him miss with a stiff arm. Again, these receivers can block. Nice block here on Mike Jackson, and we're off to the races. The only issue is we get caught. But again, this is just, I saw this play. I'm like, I wish I could be in the press conference for Liam Cohen just to ask what the hell he calls this and what he would even consider this. Because this is just so much going on. Like, it's just chaos.
Yeah.
But again, this guy's pretty good. Can break the long ones too. Part of the reason why he has such a good average, because he lulls you to sleep with those little chunk runs, and then just breaks one for 40 or something like that. And that was at the end of the game too. That helped. He can't remember if it was the fourth quarter or overtime that helped set up one of their scores that ended up winning it for him. So again, creative play calling from Cohen, great vision, and great ability to just stick his foot in the ground, make guys miss and cut and set people up. So pretty good back for a rookie for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that run game looked pretty extensive. Like they looked like they got a lot of what I would say volume to the run game, right? And you can tell he's a Sean McVay guy, because I mean that's a lot of those runs or some stuff. Because I feel like it was similar to a run we did with you showed against the Rams. We did the Rams offense. It was kind of similar to it. Similar, but yeah, it's just getting creative, because it's like wham split zone. Is that what that's what that's what it looked like?
Wham lead zone. I don't know. It's like all right. Let's take some elements of gap. Let's take some elements of zone, and let's just mush them together and make one play call. Like, and on top of it, we'll run a trap.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? That it's creativity in the run game. But yeah, that's why their offense is really good. Obviously, I mean the play caller Liam Cohen he does his job. He knows what he's doing. He's got Baker Mayfield playing pretty well, even when they had the all the wide receivers out. He still played pretty well. But they still got Mike Evans and those guys, and they're gonna be able to throw the ball. So, yeah, the Rays got to stop the run. Which they've been doing pretty well lately. They've been stopping the run pretty well lately. It's more about the pass. That's what I'm nervous about this game. I feel like Baker Mayfield might go for 300. But that's what I'm nervous about. But we'll see how that goes. I think they have it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to stop this offense. It is.
Yeah. Like I said, a lot of talent up front, talent in the backfield, talent out wide. And I don't even know if I mentioned Cade Otton, who's stepped up really since Godwin's been out and been one of the more productive tight ends in the league. So it's gonna be a tough one.
It's gonna be a tough one, man. All right, let's get to these blitzes. All right, so I started this one a little early, but it's okay. So this is the first blitz. This is a third down with the 49ers here because we're doing all third down basically with these blitzes. So like I said, I said there's somebody open here. There is somebody open, right? So you see him get this ball off, but you can see a lot of the pressure they're getting. He has to get this ball off really quick. He doesn't get an accurate pass off. Let's see here. One more time here. You can tell that they're bringing everybody. So you can just watch it. I'm going to stop it right here. Let me go back a little bit. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 3 is going to act like he's coming, but he's really just playing a check down, right? And they're playing man-to-man behind it, right? Straight man-to-man behind this blitz, but everybody's coming, right? And even you see he's coming. Just everybody. This is third down. And somebody is open. Like I said, 27 gives up. Basically, he gets beat there by Pearsall, or what is it, Pearsall? Pearsall. But you see from this angle here, right here. Froze on me a little bit. Everybody's coming, and what they like to do a lot of these blitzes too. You're going to see 9 is going to be set up like a stunt, right? So he comes inside, right? So the Raiders have to have a lot of communication. You see, it's a good job by the center here picking this up. But you still see Kancey still gets through there. It forces a bad throw from Brock Purdy here. He has to rush this throw. Get open man. Good decision. Bad throw. All right, so this one, they get a sack here, right? So let's watch the play real quick. So like I said, there's a lot of simulated pressures too here. So basically what a sim pressure is, or a creeper, is basically they send like a linebacker or a corner, but you can see one of these linemen drop out, right? And it's only 4 rushing. So that's what you call like a simulated pressure or creeper blitz, right? So you can see this guy drops out. There's only 4 coming, right? But there's some miscommunication here a little bit. Not really, because they put a guy out here to block him, right? You'll see it from the backside here. But there's still a free rusher here. And there's really nowhere for Purdy to make a quick decision with this football, right? He could have went here, but he's already getting hit, right? And he was waiting for that to happen, but there's a free rusher. And this is the type of thing that's going to happen. Like I think Scott Turner has to give him answers. One thing I was watching this, I don't think Shanahan, which I'm going to be a little bit critical of him, is that he didn't give him a lot of answers here, because his only answer is Debo on this one. But you see, if I go back here, you see how they brought this running back up from the motion to block Tryon. Okay, I'm not trying to say Shoyinka, right? And you see it ends up being a little creeper blitz. Only 4 coming. You got Levante David coming as well. They get a little chip here, but since Williams is blocking David, he's free. He's a free guy. They're only rushing 4.
Yeah. Against that look, you almost have to put it back in the backfield.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that you can move him up here to chip like this, do a little chip, because even if he chips him, like nobody else is gonna block him. Maybe he's expecting Trent Williams to take him. So you see Williams is mad. You see Williams is kind of mad about it, but like I don't know what Williams is supposed to do. He has to block David. That's why that's the scheme, and that's why it's a great blitz. All right, here's another one here. So this is another one I believe with the stunt here. Yeah, so like I said, they do a lot of these blitzes with the stunt mixed in. So you kind of get you get Levante David. He's going to come take out this tackle here, You see Vita Vea, he's pushing to his left as well, and it opens up the middle of the field for Anthony Nelson, and he's able to just come right up the middle. And of course, you even when even when you're trying to, just pick up the stunt here, you're leaving Vita Vea one-on-one too. He's just gonna beat this guy, right? So I mean, you got two guys coming through here. They really just kind of overloaded this whole side. They beat all three of them. Purdy does a good job getting out of the pocket here and kind of saving it, but we know with Aiden O'Connell, he'd have to throw that ball.
That's a sack.
That's a sack. All right, here's another third down here against the Niners. Here's another one. They end up getting a free rusher. And, I pointed this out because this is what I'm talking about. Somebody's always open, though, right? I mean, Christian McCaffrey's wide open. This is third down. Look at him. There's nobody around Christian McCaffrey. This is a big play. You get it to Christian, but you can't get the ball off. And it gets knocked down. Somebody always open, right? But, all right, so we watch this one. So, Winfield's coming from this side. You see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 guys on the line. Purdy's like, okay, I got a blitz. Where are they coming from? But you don't see Winfield. Winfield is over here. So Winfield is going to be the guy coming, right? So here we go. And he creeps up. Then you see 3. He drops back, right? And then you see, Tyron Shoyinka. If I said that, I probably said that wrong again, but that's fine. 9. He's dropping back too, right? So a lot of guys are dropping back. Can't see. He's dropping back. And what this does is it just kind of confuses their offensive line a little bit. So you're going to see Trent Williams, he goes outside, right? And then you got 65, Aaron Banks, he's taking Nelson. That frees up Winfield. Winfield is free to go. Nobody's going to block him. He can't get that ball off. He knocks the ball down. So it's not just, it's complex too. They do a lot of looks. It's kind of like Brian Flores a little bit. What Tom does. All right, here we go against Bryce Young on this one. Now, Panthers offensive line did a lot better job picking these up. You kind of can see it here. Bryce Young kind of maybe ran a little too early here, but it's just the generating the thought of pressure to kind of rushing a quarterback's process. I got a blitz coming, right? So you only send 5 here. You got Winfield coming. This one's not as disguised. They're just coming. They didn't disguise as much against Bryce Young as they did with Brock Purdy. But you see here, it just rushes the quarterback's process. He's like, I got to do something. I can't just sit here in this pocket. I got to get out. And Winfield does a good job making the tackles, creates 4th down on 3rd and 3, instead of them getting the 1st down here.
Like to see Icky get hands on him.
All right, here's another one here. All right, forcing the rush to throw. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to rush the quarterback's process, right? And this time, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 coming. And we got man-to-man across the board here, right? Pure man-to-man. And that's why Young, he's like, I just got to throw this ball deep here and kind of just get rid of it. You'll see from this side. This is every third down, guys. I'm not gonna lie. This is every single one. It did not change from the 2 games. You see here, and there's another one. Like I said, they do a lot of stunts with it too. So you're gonna see David. He's gonna come down, right? Create that pressure there, and then you have this. I think that's Cansey. He's gonna wrap around here, and he's able to get that ball off quick, but it's not a good throw. So it just rushes the quarterback's process with all of these things. And I mean, these are the type of things that O'Connell's have to do. He's going to have to get rid of this ball, but Scott Turner's got to give him some answers too. Like if even you see on this one, if I go back to the other side, there's not a lot of answers for him, right? I mean, there's no check down, there's nothing, right? There's no quick throw or anything like that. So he has to just get rid of this football. But Scott Turner, he's got to give him some answers, in my opinion. And that's especially against this type of blitz package. All right, so what is important here, though, is getting these throws off because there's going to be guys open, right? I mean, this guy ends up dropping this one. So, like I said, it's gonna be a lot of man-to-man against these blitzes. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 guys are coming here again, right? So you got 6. This guy comes late. They got the running back does a good job of picking it up, right? So you get that block right there. And what this does is it gives Young enough time to get this pass off, and then like I said, 27. You could kind of go after him a little bit, in my opinion. I mean, this guy drops it, but it's a great throw by Bryce Young. Right, these are the type of things you have to do. You're gonna have to face this pressure. You're gonna have to take these hits because he gets demolished by Vita Vea there.
Yeah, I was just laughing. Here comes the 350-pound dude.
and they do a stunt once again. So, like as I'm saying, they do a lot of these stunts. You see it here. So you can't see. He's coming inside. Vita Vea's gonna stunt come around there, and then you get this rusher coming there. So it kind of has to Chuba Hubbard has to come up and make that block and just gives a free rusher. So you're gonna have to make these passes under pressure like this. It's O'Connell. He's gonna get hit. I mean, it's going to happen. So he's going to have to deal with that. Right. Here we go. Another blitz. Third down here. This time we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys coming. 2 guys dropping out. And Purdy does a good job. Threw a little high because that's what I'm talking about. This blitz. He has a pressure coming. But what you see here, though, which this is what the Raiders could do. Bring it back. Let me stop it here. You're getting a one-on-one with George Kittle. George Kittle in this corner. There's Jamel Dean. You're getting a one-on-one, and they're playing off coverage. So you have these quick slants and things like that. Okay, skinny post route, basically. You can get these passes off like that. It's a great catch by George Kittle. So this is how you got to work it. But you see here once again, because they end up I think shifting this O-line to the left here, right? They're gonna have to get Nelson, right? So they ends up shifting it to the left. What that does is that these guys drop out. That leaves a free rusher again. So it's a good job by Purdy there, but he still threw a bad pass, right?
Yeah,
because of the pressure. So that's gonna be a huge factor in this game, man. It's but there's guys open. That's what I'm really trying to show here. So on this one, I mean, Jennings is going to be running a deep out here. You're going to see how wide open he is. They're playing cover 3 behind it, right behind this blitz. So you get another one where they're bringing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys. So we got 6 coming once again, and then you see 2 drop out late here, right? Just to stop any quick passes or anything like that. But Purdy does another good job here, just standing here, facing pressure, knowing I'm gonna have this guy wide open in this space for us to cover 3 look here. Gets the completion downfield. So, I mean, from these alignments and some of these things you could do if you get the ball inside and get some of these free releases for some of these, for like, Jacoby Myers or anybody like that, you can have a lot of these openings and get some of these passes off. So here's another one. You're gonna get another free rusher here on this one. So they're going to slide the line to the left again, which is going to leave number 0 basically as a free rusher. Once again, you see it right there. But you're going to get this slant, kind of in press coverage. You get like a quick slant again here from Deebo Samuel. And I mean, this one's all Brock Purdy because he throws it so early before he's out of the break. If he waits any longer, he's getting demolished. But it's a great throw right there. But this is the way Aiden O'Connell's going to play. He's going to play this way. He's going to have to feel it, know where he wants to go with the football early, have that pre-snap read, and make that throw.
Yep. Anticipation's going to be huge.
Yeah. And then, of course, I just put this one here, even though Aiden O'Connell can't do this just because this is a crazy play. I just put this in here. So here they go with the stunt blitz again. But, Bryce Young, he gets out of the pocket. And this throw is nuts. I just had to put this because just how early he throws. This guy's not even running yet. And his ball's already in the air. He's not even I don't even know how he knew that this guy was going to start running down the field like that. I don't know if he was throwing it away.
Damn. All right, Bryce.
But yeah, that's the blitz package. Like I said, they do a lot of stunts with it. There's gonna be a lot of guys moving around. This offensive line's got to communicate. They got to set the protections. You can't guess wrong. If you slide it this way, that guy might drop out. You got a free rusher come from the other side. It is very detailed, the blitz package that they have. So
Yeah.
Raiders got to be ready for this. I mean, because that's, I mean, say you can run the ball on this team a little bit, and the thing is, you can pass the ball on them. Is can you get the pass off? Will you throw a pick because you're throwing off your back foot and it's an ugly pass? That's what they're hoping on. They're hoping that the quarterback is not going to be able to make accurate passes under pressure, because pressure is tough for any quarterback. I mean, you saw for Purdy, he missed some throws because he's under pressure, had the ball knocked down. It happened to Bryce Young sometimes too. He's missing some throws, or making decisions that maybe he shouldn't make, or having to rush his process, getting rid of the ball really early. Those things are going to happen, and Aiden O'Connell's he's going to get hit. It's not like he's not going to be able to avoid it. So it's going to be paramount that he is ready to go and ready to know where to go with the football. I think they, what I didn't see a lot of teams do is run screens against some of these blitzes. I think that's can be a factor too. Run some quick throws, some quick screens, kind of get the ball in Brock Bowers' hands, make these guys try to tackle him. So I hope they have a good game plan for it, because they just got to give Aiden O'Connell options to get rid of the damn football and find players that are running quick routes and stuff like that to beat these blitzes.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, whatever the 49ers game plan was, the Raiders can't replicate that, because there were so many instances where I felt like Shanahan was just leaving Purdy out to dry. But I think you're right. I mean, communication up front's going to be huge. I mean, there's a couple like that one that you showed that looked like I'm guessing like the where they full slid left. I think the right tackle there was supposed to stick and pick up Diaby. So there's going to be some free rushers either way, but rather not have it be the guys on the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one. It's going to be one that's going to test O'Connell's decisiveness and his ability to get the ball out quick, especially in those situations. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah. You face those Chief blitzes, but I think these blitzes are a little more detailed than the Chiefs. The Chiefs kind of straightforward. They're going to send Trent McDuffie and some of those things, but adding in the stunts with them, I think that's a big factor for me, because you're worried about the blitz. You got six guys coming, but then we got David. They're all angling to the left, and then here comes Vita Vea around the corner. Like it's a lot of things that if you're not ready to handle that pressure, that there could be some sacks in this game. I mean, I know he's going to get sacked a couple times just because Aiden O'Connell can't really move, and there's going to be some upset fans. But this is why we need a guy who can move, and I understand. I mean, Brock Purdy and Bryce Young were able to avoid some of those pressures because they can move a little bit and get out of the pocket. So it's going to be important that for Aiden O'Connell and Scott Turner to make sure he has options, because you're right. I mean, JT O'Sullivan did a breakdown of this game, and he was like going off on Kyle Shanahan on that one play with Deebo Samuel, because he gave him he just gives him no help, right? That's why I think Brock Purdy is better than people think. But they got it. They can't do that. They can't have two choice routes going back and forth against with six guys coming, and you gotta wait for the guy to make a decision and read it just like you. Like, that's not gonna work, in my opinion. So I hope they have some outlets, some quick throws, some things that can help beat this defense, because like I said, they're going to play a lot of man. So when you're going to see those swing routes are going to be open, in my opinion. So we'll see, though.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of slants. Hopefully a lot of things, like you said, attack in the middle, put Bowers in the slot, Myers in the slot, and dump the ball for those guys, let them work after the catch, basically, even on third and long, because there's going to be grass. There's going to be grass open.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's the show for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this, the Buccaneers preview, and then of course we'll be back for the instant reaction tomorrow. Win or lose, right? You have the discussion, answer all your guys' questions, and go over the game. But we'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you guys also check out Friday Night Live that we dropped yesterday, and also all the good content that we are putting out here. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we're out of here. Subscribe. Peace.